All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, I just want to go into this video, that I came across, brothers shared it, and pretty much, this man has a robotic arm, just to pretty much show you that, we're getting closer to, the mark of the beast, man. So I'm just going to play this clip, bring out a couple of scriptures, Lord willing. This lesson is edifying and straight to the point.
Can you explain what is this again?
Yeah, so it's a full robotic arm. Like there's a AI chip in here, and then this like attaches to like the remainder of my arm. It's almost like a socket. It slides on, and then there's sensors and stuff in here that reads the signals and nerves in my arm that the surgeons remapped. So like me thinking about opening and closing, like I'm using the same like nerves and stuff.
Oh, all right. I thought I lost you.
Wow.
You ready to check out? Or you
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing. Elbow going up, elbow going down. That's all the same. Same nerves. Like when I'm thinking about elbow up.
I mean, that's amazing.
Down,
AI is amazing,
hands
bro.
open, hand closed. And then I had the company that built it for me. Like I told them, like I wanted it to look like straight up like robotic cyberpunk. Like I didn't want the silicone skin or any of that stuff. Like I wanted it because I thought it looked tough. So
I appreciate that,
yeah,
man.
man.
Let me just take a little close up.
Well,
yeah, man. That
these
thing
things
is crazy,
exist, man.
They exist. Can you?
And, as you can see, this man, he lost half of his arms. I'm not sure if this man was, a military veteran or, he's just an amputee. But overall, you clearly see, he's pushing Esau Edom's, transhumanism. And that's also a part of this man's false miracles, by making these body parts, for particular people, that may be handicapped or maimed, So let's get to the scriptures. I'm going to slack here. So let me see. I'm going to start with... This is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 8. And it says, "Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life, halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire." And yeah, man, no, that's not literally talking about, cutting off your limbs, or putting out one of your eyes, man. Just we have to make sure that, we don't offend, that we cast away our wicked ways, from this society. Because again, you do have certain brothers that have ailments, but pretty much again, we have to make sure that, we don't offend, because again, that's what's coming to this earth, man. That's what that hellfire is talking about, those nuclear missiles, man, which ultimately, America is the lake of fire, Once those missiles hit, this entire land is going to be engulfed in flames, man. And that is going to be the penalty for those that receive the mark of the beast, because it is a sin to get it. And the mark of the beast is indeed the RFID micro chip, It's not sin. It's not an embargo. It's not anything else, man. It is that thing, that rice grain, and as you can see, even though he didn't say it was in his arm, his actual arm, but it's in, that robotic arm. There was a chip in it, an artificial intelligence chip, that pretty much if he thinks to, raise his, his arm, open his hand, close his hand, pretty much whatever he thinks, is that arm. That's how that arm is going to react, and that's what Esau Edom wants, man. That's part of this man's false miracles. So I'm going to get the book of Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. And it says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And yeah, man, it's going to be the case for a lot of people in the near future, man, because we're coming into that time where Esau Edom, he's going to make it harder for people to live, man. As you can see, we're getting closer to, the collapse of the American dollar. You have a lot of migrants, coming over here from different countries, so crime is going to increase. The cost of living is going up. The, gas, things are getting more and more expensive, so that's just going to add to, this place going down. And what's going to be Esau Edom's solution to all of this, and let's see. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, in verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Slakia. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Yeah, 666. And pretty much, that's Esau's, solution to when he purposely collapses this system, man, to get people to receive his device. Now let's look up that word mark, because again, people tend to get this confused, because that word mark, much like other words, they have different meanings. The mark in the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 has a different meaning than the word mark in Revelation chapter 13. This is the word mark in Revelation 13, and it's karagma, Slakia. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of followers of the, anti-C, which there is not one, there's many, but overall, that people getting that mark is pretty much them pledging their allegiance. It's like you're pledging their allegiance, to Esau Edom, pretty much proclaiming that, he is their God, And people don't realize that, again, there's a penalty for receiving that mark, man. And there's also a side effect to it. What is that side effect? This is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2. And it says, And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which had worshipped his image. So yeah, everyone that receives this device is ultimately going to get that grievous sore, which is ultimately, cancer. Let's see what it says in the NLT. Yeah. Usually it's a little more plain, but pretty much, it's going to be cancer, Slakia. And this is the book of Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that had worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Yeah, man, as we know, the beast being, the NATO and the EU, pretty much ancient Rome, being revived, and the false prophet, being the Vatican. You know, they're false miracles, man. Because again, Esau Edom is going to deceive these people into receiving his mark, and they're going to fall for it. But again, there's only going to be a remnant that is going to reject this man's mark, man. You know, the elect of the nation of Israel, they're going to be delivered, you know. But the rest of the people that get it, you know, that's going to be their judgment, man. They're going to be, you know, burned alive for receiving the mark of the beast, man. So I'm going to end it on this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 14. And it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And again, that second death being, you know, those nuclear missiles hitting America, you know, and ultimately destroying this place. Now, various parts of the world will be hit, you know. As we know, the land of Israel will be hit, you know, because the land has to be cleansed, you know. But whatever parts of the world get hit, you know, we'll know in due time. But overall, man, you know, that's the time that we're coming into, man. Esau's, you know, getting closer and closer to pushing his mark upon the people, you know, and that's going to be their judgment, you know, getting that grievous sore and ultimately, you know, being melted. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till the next time I say Shalom.